Hello, and welcome to another edition of the Insight250 Spotlight series, where we talk to leaders and innovators all around the world to understand the stories and the people behind the insights. My name's Crispin Bill, and I'm delighted to be joined today by Monica Tenorio, who's the VP of Insights, Analytics, and Marketing Capabilities at Pepsi. So welcome, Monica.
Thank you. Thank you, Crispin. It's a real pleasure to be with you today.
Oh, we're delighted and grateful to you for joining us. So, look, I'm sure the first thing that everyone would love to know is how did you get into insights?
Well, that's a good question. Actually, my background is in information technology, so it makes absolutely no sense. But clearly, I stepped out from talking to consumers to actually talking to people, and that was the motivation behind. But the reason why and how it happened is I started working and developing programs for a company. I was doing quite well, but as I said, computers became a little bit boring to me. And then I was offered the opportunity to join Ogilvy and Mather, an advertising agency, as you know, as part of their planning department. And I started from the very ground base of being a planner. I mean, looking into tables, looking into numbers, going into sessions, store visits, etc. And that's the way that Insights actually hooked in with me. From that point on, it has been in the backbone of my career. I've been in different roles, marketing, transformation, capabilities, but insights has always been in the backbone, and it is my love for people that got me here.
Oh, well, that's fantastic to have such a broad experience, which I'm sure helps. But how do you see the role of insights evolving within the space, Monica?
That's another interesting, a really important question, Crispine. I've been in the industry for, I would probably say, too long. When in the early days, we were looking at data, as I was mentioning to you, we were designing questionnaires. We were looking for ways to try to get the voice of the consumer into our businesses. And the role of the insights people was very much focused on designing the tools, getting the data in front of the customers, working with agencies to bring that outside in perspective as well. But I think where the function is heading on right now is quite different because we have now AI. We have now a lot of automated processes. We have a lot of digitized questionnaires, self serve tools. So the role that I see in the insights people, at least in organizations like mine at PepsiCo, is significantly changing because we're moving from being practitioners, like pure insights practitioners, to consultants and drivers of growth. So I do really see the role that we have today influencing the decisions that the business does from a more human perspective, but the role is not about the tools. The role is about using and leveraging information to create the right inputs for the companies and for the teams to make decisions on.
Yeah, that's so important, Monica. I absolutely agree with you. And as we're all thinking about those important points, what would your top tip be, Monica, for leaders and innovators in our profession?
Yeah, and leaders and innovation is a really good way to frame it because my top tip has always been around having big dreams, right? And since we are kids, we tend to dream big, and that gets us to really great places as human beings. And I think in the industry, we need to do exactly the same thing: have big dreams, but more importantly, we can go alone on these dreams. So we should believe that everything is possible, but we should believe that everything is possible together with our teams, together with our agency partners, together with the industry. And if we have that big ambition, I'm sure it's going to be turning into a reality eventually.
Yes, yes, thank you. Well, look, talking about not being alone, there's always competition, there's always collaboration. Does that increased competition and a changing customer base influence how food and beverage brands gather insights?
It certainly does, Crispin. I firmly believe that organizations that are truly consumer or customer centric are going to be the winners. And I'm seeing other companies in the industry becoming more innovative in their insights practices. Our retail partners, for example, are really stepping up in their understanding because they have a direct connections with those people, those consumers and shoppers, and therefore are in possession of very, very rich data. I also see smaller, agile organizations that are moving really fast, and this all will put pressure in organizations like ours, like mine. Therefore, it becomes really important to stay ahead of the game, become more innovative in our insights practices, build data that is more granular and ideally always on, invest in technology like AI, and help us so that will help us to leverage the data in the most critical areas of our business.
Right. Monica, that is such good advice, and I think it's so important we all keep innovating. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. It's really appreciated.
Thanks so much, Crispin.
And that wraps up another episode of the Insight 250 Spotlight series. So a huge thank you again, Monica. And do stay tuned for more episodes with more discoveries. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, keep innovating. Thank you.